AKAI MPC with your computer. Whether you have Cubase or Pro Tools or Logic or another digital audio workstation software, at one point you need to synchronize these two so that when you start your sequencer, your MPC also plays at the same time. This allows you to not only have beats in sync with an a cappella or a vocal track or some other instruments you're recording, but it allows you also to track your beats into the computer, meaning record them into the computer later on, track by track. Today we're only going to talk about synchronization, and I will get to recording these beats into the computer in a later tutorial. Alright, so what do we have here? We have an AKAI MPC 1000, and it has a beat loaded on it. Okay, there's a bunch of tracks on this guy. We have Cubase here with a vocal track that's loaded, and you're going to hear Bob Kennedy, Santlas, and Big Cass. They're three really good MCs, and I'm using their great rap here as a vocal track in Cubase SX. Just an audio track. I press play.
Yeah, I'm that nigga B. I've been shrouded in secrecy, secret weapon attacking it.
Really good stuff. So the problem is that I have this vocal track here, and then I have a beat over there, and how do we get these guys to synchronize is kind of a problem. What people do generally, if they don't know you can synchronize these two things, they press play here, and then they go and they press play on their MPC, and that's okay for a little bit, but then when you want to record your hi-hats separately from your piano, and then you want everything to be in sync all the time, you're going to go crazy. So you want these guys to start at the same time. Now the MPC 1000 specifically cannot be the master of the computer because it only sends out this thing called MIDI clock, which is, it's fine, but it's kind of an old standard MIDI clock. Newer MPCs or bigger MPCs have things like MIDI machine control and things like that, and they allow you to be the master of the computer. But today I'm going to show you how the MPC can be slaved to the computer, so the computer can be the master. It starts the MPC, and they all start together. First thing you do is you plug a cable to your MIDI in A, okay, and that MIDI in is going to carry in the synchronization. So you plug this into the output of your computer. You have a MIDI out in your computer, you plug that cable up to the MIDI in on the MPC. So then what you need to do after that is you need to make sure that your sequencing program is sending out a MIDI clock on that MIDI out. So in Cubase, you go to the transport UI here, and you go down to sync setup. Under sync setup, there's all kinds of options, but the only thing you need to worry about is this thing called send MIDI clock right here. Send MIDI clock. And I have a bunch of MIDI outputs, and the one I'm using is the out number 1. Just check the one where you plug the MPC to. Okay, there's a cable that goes from the first output of my computer onto the MIDI input A of the MPC. When you check this box, it's going to send the MIDI clock out when you press play, when you press stop. You click OK, and then you're good to go. The next thing you need to do if you're in Cubase, you need to go on the tempo thing here, the tempo tab, the tempo option, and you need to set it. You click on it to set it to fixed, and you type a number here, 82 BPM. So now if I press play, hey, the MPC is not starting. That's because we also need to set up an option on the MPC to synchronize to the MIDI input. So let's go back to the MPC for a second. The thing you need to do is go to the MIDI screen on the pad number 9 here. So first you press mode, and then you press pad 9. The sync tab here, press F2, and now you see sync in and sync out. What you want to do is sync in, so with the data wheel here, you switch to 1. See, it wasn't off, now you switch it to 1. It can be 2 if you plug onto the MIDI input number 2, but I plug it on MIDI input number 1, so I go into the 1 here. There you go. If you have a Korg Triton, you can use this screen under Global. There's a screen called MIDI, and what you want to do under MIDI setup here is make sure it's set to external MIDI right here. MIDI clock, external MIDI on your Triton.
Girlfriend been saying she feeling me. I get money, the streets been.
Whoa! So both started at the same time. See, just with my mouse here. I was able to start both at the same time. With this process, you're able to synchronize an MPC with the computer. Allows you to record each track one by one or all together later into the computer. It's called tracking or recording, and I will explain this to you in a future video. I hope you'll learn a lot. And that song you heard by Big Cass, Bob Kennedy, and St. Glass, and myself, you can download it for free on the site, the MP3. It's in the it's posted in the hip hop section on the site, and I will post a link right under the video on this page you're watching right now. Thank you for your support, for being part of Future Producers. Keep it up. Take care. Bye bye.